childhood of no structure and no.
Yeah, I was being taken care of.
Yeah, yeah.
And you had
I
it.
ran wild.
Yeah.
And so when you say that, and that's my sense of my mother too. When you identify that in my mom as her having less structure and being more wild, was that your sense of her as well?
I didn't think of Paula as wild. I thought of her as cool. My cousin Paula, she's really cool, man.
And this is now in Los Angeles.
This is in Los Angeles.
So you moved out here with the promise of oranges on trees and ended up in a shabby little apartment in Hollywood.
Absolutely, the exact image of you reach into a tree and pull out an orange.
Yeah.
That's exactly the picture was painted for us.
And then where did you and Dot land when you came on the scene in LA?
We came and
With Joy, and which I guess it was you,
With
Dot, and
Joy.
Yeah.
St. Andrews, I guess.
No, you were on Fountain Avenue,
Yeah, right.
6344, I think.
Right.
We drive by it when we go to the
Yeah.
the movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And Annie and Paula and I guess Erwin at that time
Yeah.
put us up in an apartment next door or down below. I don't remember. Do you remember that?
Oh, but when you came out here, you came out with and you guys were immediately intertwined out here as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you remember where you first lived when you got when Dot got her own place?
We lived around the corner, a block and a half away on Saturn.
Huh?
Wait, was it Saturn? No, it was Poinsettia Avenue.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Poinsettia
Yeah.
Place, yeah.
Poinsettia Place. And so I would have been about 11 or 10 and a half or 11
Mm-hmm.
at that time. And you and I turned out to be crooks. I don't know if you remember. Poinsettia Avenue was little houses with poinsettias growing in the front yards.
I do remember that.
So you tell them.
Well, I remember cutting flowers from somebody's plants and selling them. We made into little bouquets. We went door to door on University Avenue at the stores or somewhere. Where do we go?
I think it was worse. I think we cut them and, as you said, made bouquets of them and rang the doorbell of the people that we have cut the poinsettia. Whatever, but we did that.
We were smarter than that.
I wasn't.
And what did Dot do for work out here when she came?
Well, first things first, Annie
Yeah.
worked for Brett.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Brett, he had a car lot, a Chrysler, I think. Yeah, somewhere down near the beach, I forget where. But he also had an insurance agency on La Brea Avenue. And Annie worked like as a secretary.
She went to school, learned to do shorthand, and did all the letters. She was a very good secretary.
Yeah, and what we don't know, how did Annie get along financially during that period? How did my mother get along during that period? It must have been some allotment from Grandpa.
I heard stories that Brett gave your mother a lump sum, and my mother was distraught because she did not get the same amount. That was the story I remember.
Because the sources of money could have, I mean, your grandfather and Brett
Yeah.
were both very business inclined, unlike, unfortunately, many of us.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I apparently didn't get that gene. Um, um, and somehow they were, and what did Dot do?
Well, she came out, and Annie also had a job working for Ben Teitelbaum,
Yeah,
which was a film, 35 millimeter films, rolling
yeah.
the caps, not the capsules, what do you call it?
It
Canister?
was bulk film.
Okay.
Bulk film. So Dot came and worked for also with Annie in the same place. And interesting story, they brought me in as a teenager to go in the darkroom and have these giant 35 millimeter rolls in the dark and rolling it into the cartridge.
I did that too.
And you
Yeah,
did that too.
Yeah.
Until we were fired. I mean, I was fired. And
Why
they got a blind couple with
Yeah,
a German Shepherd
I remember
dog.
that, yeah.
Because the blind can't see in the darkroom. I mean, so it was very clever. And they could do it 100 times faster.
Well, the most amazing thing about that is how the dog was able to do it. I mean, it's
I remember
yes.
that dog. I remember the dog very well.
These paws
Yeah.
of like lightning.
Very nice. Yeah.
And so did you go to Hollywood High?
I did.
And did you go, and where did you go to high school?
LA High.
You went to LA High. So you were a little bit, you were a
She's
little,
5 years older.
okay, so you missed each other in high school.
Yes.
Okay, so, and who knows why, you just were living a little closer to LA High. I guess, however that worked out.
No, I don't know where you were living
Well, because you might have moved another
when
time.
I was in Moore Drive. Where were you?
6644 Fountain Avenue,
I-
is where I was.
That was your one of your.
Walk to Hollywood High, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that. See, all of there's a lot of confusion about, as you said, that they gave my mother, or my mother got some money from Brett, and that was very disturbing to your mother. Money became the Third Reich of our family because Brett was the overseer.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, Chick was out as an attorney. He was financially set. Eddie was financially set. Sally had a husband,
Mm-hmm.
and she was financially set. So there's this question, why would Brett give Dot more money than Annie?
I know why. One reason. He lived at Dot's house and they were very close. He lived with her.
We have a
Just keep
limit-
going. Just keep going.
Okay, so we're
I'll
just
tell you
going to
when
go
it
into the
stops.
battery dies, is what Willie is saying. We have a battery, so we'll just keep going. So well, both of your parents shared, they were so close, but they also shared a vulnerability that none of the others did. They were single women,
That's right.
unmarried up until later,
That's right.
and they were vulnerable to Brett, actually, who was both very generous, but was in a very controlling position. And I can imagine that would, you end
That was true,
you end up being rivals with the person you're most, unfortunately most close with. Wow. And then, I mean, with the time I have left, let me just ask just a couple things. I have these pictures. You became an artist when you were very young, relatively. And there's pictures of you as an artist with a painting, with many of the relatives in the room. You have we have a copy at our house, and there's another copy of a similar painting here with one of your early paintings. I think it was from definitely the early '50s. And how did you choose to go into art, and how was that becoming an artist, and how is that experienced by the family of you choosing art and you going down that path? Because it's not a sure thing type of business. Sometimes children of people who are vulnerable financially pick things that are a little bit more conservative, and you pick something that was the least conservative of the field. I would say. So how did you do that, and how was that experienced by the family?
Well, to begin with, I was very stubborn. So I never questioned my own decision. Actually, I did. I wanted to be a poet, which would have been more lucrative.
Which is saying something.
But it turns out